What's good, YouTube? It's good to see you again. I hope you guys are doing great. Thanks again for all the support, all the subs that are coming in, the likes, the watch time. It's wonderful. Today's video, we've got Steven Crowder reacting to Mamdani when asked by liberal news networks about whether he still thinks Trump is a threat to democracy. You're going to want to see this, so buckle up. We're going to listen to Steven Crowder respond, and then I'm going to give my take at the very end, okay?
Do you still believe President Trump is a threat to the democracy?
Everything that I've said in the past, I continue to believe. And that's the thing that I think is important in our politics, is that we don't shy away from where we have disagreements, but we understand what it is that brings us to that table.
Well, you kind of do if you're under a fascist dictator, actually. You kind of do shy away from disagreements.
I'm coming in there to deliver for
That's
New
right.
Yorkers. And a few weeks ago, I was asked by a reporter 3 words to describe myself. I said, New York City.
How do you square working with someone who you still think is a threat to the democracy?
I think working for the people of New York City demands that you work with everyone and anyone, and that you always look to find those areas of agreement while not overlooking the places of disagreement.
We don't shy away from working together. That's exactly what you do with fascists.
Yes.
You're actually not able to voice disagreement.
You actually try to fight against them, I thought.
Yeah.
I thought that's how this
He's
worked.
a male socialist Kamala Harris.
Imagine interviewing a dissident to the Nazis. Like, well, you know, Hitler has his ideas, but the great part is we can all work together. We don't have to shy away and have our disagreements. Of course, the women always look away when they come to take us.
I know I'm a Jew, but he's working on it.
When they come to take us, the women always look away. Sorry, you touched on a sore spot, Berka. And Trump, again, for a lot of these faults, he understands, he's a TV guy, he understands posturing. And when he meets with people or he spends time with people with whom he disagrees, he usually comes out on top. He gets the upper hand.
All right, so there you have it. Quite a few things there. You know, they always say that Trump is a threat to democracy. Now, in order to say that, you have to acknowledge several things. Number one, he has done or partaken in an action that eliminates your free speech rights in some way, your freedom. He's taken away your ability to have a voice of the government or an opinion. He's silencing you. He's forcing you to behave in a certain way. Is Trump doing any of that? No. So if he's a threat to democracy, then that means he's a threat to voting. That means he's a threat to a fair election. That means he's he's a threat to our ability to speak freely of the government and not be detained for it. ICE agents are out there. People have criticized Donald Trump to his face, and he just smiles and smirks at them. You know, it's like that's not a threat to democracy. I think the liberals get this so confused. Like, they're so desperate because they have no message. Their message is anything opposite Trump. That's their message. Trump could be like, let's cure cancer. Let's give everyone the funding they need. Let's feed all the hungry children. And there would be liberals who would say, no, Trump actually is trying to kill cancer. Trump is actually a Nazi. Trump is actually a fascist. Now, look, do you know what fascism is? If he's a threat to democracy, right, then he's taking away or hindering severely your right to vote. Is he doing that? No. Okay, well, he's a constitutional menace. In what way? He's invoked all the presidential powers that he has, and he is not even, they've tried to take him to court like, what, 5 times now, just in 2025? And he's won every single case. They can't get him because he's within his legal actions. And there's multiple people who are supporting him, and his advisors are like, yes, we can do this under this act. Or, you know, this act, the act of sedition, or, you know, we can assume this and we can invoke this, you know, like with the National Guard and whatnot. The thing is when people say this, these liberals say this, it's literally they just don't have a message. Their message is no message. Just whatever is the opposite of Trump, that's what we're going to do. And the problem with that is it's not sustainable. So they're going to lose in the end. It's kind of like in the Bible. I know a lot of people, look, I respect that you're liberal. You got to respect that I'm Christian, okay? But there's this cool thing about the Bible in which when Jesus came to the earth, he was given over to men, the Pharisees, Satan, and Satan crucified him, and Satan was sitting there cackling. I've won. I've defeated God the Son. I win. And then Jesus is like, no, this was foretold. This is why I came to the earth, to be crucified, to spill blood, to save everyone. I'm offering my blood as a sacrifice to forgive sin. And so that now we don't need sacrifices anymore. You know, Sunday used to be, well, actually the Sabbath was on Saturday. It used to be a very bloody day. You know, you would have to take the perfect livestock that you would have, either a goat, a sheep, or whatever. You'd sacrifice it. There was a certain way to sacrifice it. You had to slit the throat. You had to take the blood and rub it down the horns. You had to burn the body without the fat in some offerings. And a sin offering, you had to burn it with the fat because it's pleasing to the Lord. And it had to be perfect without blemish. I mean, you see why. So Satan's sitting here thinking he's won, but God has already won. And in the end times, it says that Satan's going to be thrown into the pit of fire along with the Antichrist, and they'll be tormented forever. So we know the battle's already won. It's kind of like with the liberals. They're fighting. They think they've won. They've got this on Trump. They're doing this. They're doing that. But at the end, they've lost the battle. The battle's already won. We've already beat them. They're going to lose. Unless they pick up their message, they're not going to stand a chance these next couple of decades. And, you know, with Mamdani, I think he's a load of horse. You know what? I don't think he is very serious. I think him talking trash about Trump is a problem. And I think, you know, in order for him to get his agenda across, he needs Trump on his side. But anyway, you know, we'll see how that goes. Next video, actually, I'm covering the meeting between Mamdani and Trump. So be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that. Thank you for watching the video. If you haven't already, please subscribe. Helps me out, and like the video. And I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.